Ari Ajee, but you can call me Ari, and welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, just know you're gonna get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. What's up, my mamas and papas, baby babes? I hope you guys are doing well today. So what's up, my beautiful baby babes? How y'all doing? Y'all miss me? I miss y'all. What's good? Ow! So I'm about to give y'all a story time about, and this is story time with a twist, so get ready, you know, get your popcorn. It's not long though, so you might not want to get no popcorn, just get you some snacks. But come on, let's get into it. I'm gonna tell y'all this story time about how this guy told me I was difficult, then he blocked me. But I want to get into why I was so difficult when I wasn't even difficult. Y'all let me know if I was difficult. Y'all let me know if I was wrong in the situation. In any part, I'll accept that. But let me give you the tea. This takes place, honestly, this actually takes place about 2 years ago, and back in no this takes place in 2020. This takes place last year, because when I was, you know, whatever, I was on dating apps. Y'all, these dating apps, I had to get off, but I had all the dating apps. I had Plenty of Fish, I had Bumble, I didn't talk to nobody on Tinder, but I had Tinder. I didn't respond to nobody. I don't know which way you swipe just to deny everybody, but that's what I used to do. I used to just go on there just swiping. I wasn't in the place to date. I wasn't in the headspace to date. Now, I mean, take that into account, but I was open. So let's get into it. On Bumble, if you're not familiar with Bumble, Bumble is like, you know, a dating app where you can do business, you can have BFFs, and you can also, and dating, duh. What do I talk about? Like, let's get it together. I was on Bumble, and you know, on Bumble, when it comes down to the women, I really don't like this about the app when it comes to dating. But when you match with somebody and y'all match together, the women have to message the guys. What? It's not that I don't have an issue with like talking to somebody first. I just don't like the way Bumble does that. I would prefer, I don't know, come the old fashioned. I would just rather, you know, the guy make the first move, because even if you match with somebody, you can still come back and be like, you know what, hey, I'm not interested. Because a lot of times with these dating apps, they're very superficial, honestly. When we're dating on these apps, we're swiping on these people just I read people's profile. I ain't gonna hold you. I do read people's profile. I read what you about. Like, I do read, but everybody's not like me. And I've learned, and people go on those apps and they look at you, so they look at your pictures. So if they like your pictures, then they gonna swipe on you. If they like the way you look, then they gonna swipe on you. It's not about really with those, not for everybody, but from what I've seen in my area, it's not about what you can offer. Sometimes you just want to have a really good conversation with somebody to see what you guys have in common, you know, just have see if you have different interests. Oh, honey, people trying to get the do, people trying to, you know, wiggle their way around, people not trying to, you know, they're not trying to get to know each other. So period. Getting back on track, I swiped on old buddy. I ain't gonna hold you. He from what I don't even know. I know he was in his 30s. I know he had a little girl. You know, at that time I was just being open. Honestly, I'm not really into, how can I put this? I'm not into dating someone who already has kids. It's nothing against that person with the kids, but I am a firm believer in, when you have kids with the woman, that woman and her child always comes first. Call me selfish if you want to. I understand that. You know, it does sound a bit selfish, but the woman and the child always comes first. Now, some people will argue and say, no, it's just the child that comes first. No. The woman and the child always comes first, because when she calls, if it's something pertaining to the child, the man is going to jump and run, especially if he's a good father. What I will say out of this, I will say that he is a really, really good father. And I'll tell you how I know that. That's the twist, honey. That's the twist. So I swiped on this guy, and we matched. So I'm doing the whole Bumble thing. So I went ahead and I, you know, said, I don't even remember what I said. I said, hey, how are you doing? And to my surprise, he responded back. He was like, blah, blah, blah. And we had like, what? Let me tell y'all. The conversation went like this. Hey, how are you doing? He responded back, hey, I'm doing great. I said, oh, I see you like dogs. Yeah, I said, I have a dog. He was like, can I get your number so I can get to know you better? And I was like, no, because I don't, at that time, I didn't even realize I could get like a WhatsApp number and give him a fake number. But to each his own. But, and I get it now. Let me tell you, I wasn't privy to these dating apps. I didn't realize that people only get on these apps and then they give people their real number and then they converse like that. Me, no, I'm not giving you my number like that, because you just don't know. People out here, they are crazy, they are psycho. And yes, it could just not, I'm not saying that everybody on the internet is crazy, but even when you meet people in person, they can be crazy, and you have to be wary about that as well. Like, I wouldn't give a complete stranger my number like that either, because I watch so much ID investigation and I just hear so many things, and I make sure that as a woman I stay alert. So no, that wasn't gonna fly. So all in all, he told me, he was like, I was like, I said, you can't have my number, but I can give you, you can't have my number, but I can get your number. And he was like, oh, Ariana, you're being difficult. And I said, he used my full name, y'all, my full name, even though it was on my profile. You know, usually people just call me Ari, but you know, he used my full name. I was like, difficult. And then, honey, the conversation ceased to exist, honey. He stopped talking to me. He didn't want to talk to me no more. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not tripping. I'm not pressing. It is what it is. I mean, you don't want to talk to me because of what I said. I didn't even say anything bad. I just said, how about you give me your number? And then from me saying, how about you give me your number, he told me that I was difficult. And then he proceeded to delete the whole conversation. It was done. This is where the twist comes in. Now, at this time, oh God, at this time I was living with my sister. I went to go visit my mother. So guess who I see outside playing with his daughter? Yes, it was him. The guy who just literally blocked me, blocked the whole conversation, deleted everything. It was him. Man, I was so mad because I was not looking my best. I was looking like terrible. So honey, so when I knew that I was going to my mother's house, I was, you know, trying to be shrooshed up. Because, you know, this is what you blocked, ho. But unfortunately, not unfortunately for me, but I had to, you know, my sister, she found her new place, so I had to move in with my mother, and he became my neighbor. Honey, honey, honey. He never said anything to me. I never said anything to him. You know, it was just like, whatever. I tried, when he walked his dog, I tried to make sure I wasn't walking Mo, because I ain't got time for all that. There was just that awkwardness. But I don't know, I just felt like it would be different if we had like this amazing conversation, like we were just conversing back and forth, and then I felt more comfortable with him. But at that time, I was just, my emotions were already raw, and I just didn't see me giving out my number to complete strangers. Now that I look back at it, yeah, I could have, you know, used a WhatsApp number, but I wasn't thinking about none of that. But my biggest thing is, I don't feel like I was difficult. I feel like I was having my own standards. It was like, we only had like 2 parts in the conversation, and you want my number to proceed forward with me. You don't even know how you want to proceed forward with me, but you want my number. I felt like we could just, you know, have more conversation, got a little bit more comfortable, and then we could have exchanged numbers. Sir, it's not like we had like threads of messages. It was like a little bit of thread, y'all. It was a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. So I'm just like, no, sir. No. The twisted part was, it was like living by him. And you know what? I feel like my good sissy Loho, she says this a lot in her videos. She be like, man, remember, man's rejection is God's protection. Yes, God. And even though he had the most, his little girl is so beautiful, so adorable, and she's such a daddy's girl. I remember one day outside, she was crying because she wanted to be with her daddy so much. It was just so cute, and I give him that. I can tell he's a really good father, and when he has his daughter, he's very attentive with her. I noticed that, you know, in passing, because, you know, I wasn't peeping. But I don't feel like I was being difficult. And then on top of that, he was a man-ho. I feel like that's the reason I was so difficult, because on these apps, these people are not, I'm not saying everybody, but for the most part, people aren't looking for serious relationships. People are looking to do the do. When I tell you, Buddy had like, in a week, honey, you know, just seeing the different people that was going upstairs, and he was popping. You know, honey, he had a roster, baby. He had a roster, and I can understand why he's a very attractive man, very attractive, very good looking. But honey, I dodged the bullet because baby was popping them bikes. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I guess he's young, he's in his prime, he's doing his due. For me, I don't know what I ain't gonna say I don't know what I'm looking for right now, but right now I'm just looking to vibe out. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm looking for something serious, because I'm not. I'm 27. I do want kids, and I know I have a biological clock. I just feel, you know what I'm looking for? If it happens, it happens. The emotions go, they flow. I'm with that. I'm not trying to force anything. I'm not trying to force anything. It is what it is. If it happens, I'm so grateful that it happens, and in the time that's supposed to happen. I'm really in a place of just doing me, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just your girl doing her, period. But y'all let me know if I was being difficult, and I accept it, you know what I'm saying? I'll accept it. Now don't try to go too hard in on me, because I'll go back. I just bad. But yes, my beautiful mamas and papas, that's the story time about, you know, he told me I was being too difficult, and then he blocked me. But then it was a twist, because I ended up moving in with my mom. Well, you know, I had to move back in with my mom. I did a story time about all that. But, you know, he ended up being my neighbor. So that was, you know, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in, honey. Yes, God. But that's all for this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Sharing is caring. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you don't miss a video. Follow my Instagram at Ari Ajee, because, you know, that's where that lit content is. And yes, my beautiful mamas and papas, baby babes. I see you guys in the next video.